Hello, everyone, and welcome to another podcast. Imagine walking into a room and feeling completely unseen, unheard, and overlooked. Now, imagine stepping into a different room where your ideas, identity, and presence are fully embraced. Which environment do you think would allow you to thrive, connect, and grow? In today's episode, we're talking about something fundamental to every human being: the need to belong. And for our students, fostering that sense of belonging in our classrooms is not just an option, it's a necessity. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's episode where we dive deep into fostering cultures of belonging in schools and classrooms. For educators, creating an environment where every student feels accepted, valued, and recognized is crucial to their learning, social development, and overall well being. Today, I'll be sharing strategies that you can implement to build culture of belonging, emphasizing equity, radical love, and a deeper connection to our students, which we need so much in our world today. The goal is simple: ensuring that no student is left on the margins and that every single student in your classroom feels that they belong. So, to understand the importance of belonging, we need to reflect on our shared history as human beings. The need to belong is ancient. It stems from our primal instincts for survival. But today, it goes beyond physical safety. Belonging is essential for our students' emotional and mental well being. When students feel they belong, their cognitive performance improves, their engagement skyrockets, and they feel safe to take risk in their learning. But what happens when students don't feel they belong? They become disengaged, often feeling emotionally detached. This manifests in absenteeism, behavioral issues, and academic underperformance. And in extreme cases, some students will even drop out altogether. So, as educators, we need to ensure that students are not only invited to learn, but are excited to learn because they feel seen and supported. So, think about a student who is frequently absent or disengaged. Instead of assuming a lack of interest, ask yourself, does this student feel that they belong here? When we connect with students on a personal level, they feel a sense of trust, which opens up opportunities for growth. Number two, equity as the foundation for belonging. So, belonging is deeply intertwined with equity. Equity means that every student, regardless of their background, race, gender identity, language, or ability, has access to the same opportunities. But it's not enough to simply talk about equity. We need to practice it by questioning our own policies, teaching methods, and school cultures. So, for example, when you're planning a lesson, ask yourself, who is being left out? Are you inadvertently excluding certain students by not considering their unique needs? Maybe it's a multilingual learner who doesn't have the same access to language resources, or a student with disability who isn't giving adequate accommodations. Equity is about making sure no one is left behind and that all students feel they belong and can succeed. So, review your classroom policies. Think about it. Is my policy marginalize students, or do they create barriers? Reaching out to students and families directly is another great way to ensure you're fostering a culture where everyone feels welcome. Part 3: Radical love as a pathway to belonging. At the core of fostering belonging is radical love. What does that mean in the context of education? It means leading with empathy, decentering our own egos, and embracing our students' authentic selves. Radical love is about creating a space where students' lived experiences and identities are celebrated, not just tolerated. In her book that I just finished, Start with Radical Love, Crystal Bell shares how love, empathy, and social justice are at the heart of building equitable and inclusive classrooms. When we practice radical love, we build trust, encourage vulnerability, and provide students with the freedom to show up as they are. So imagine a classroom where students are encouraged to share their cultural backgrounds and personal experiences. In this space, they feel comfortable enough to ask questions, make mistakes, and push themselves further, knowing that their peers and teachers value their perspective. Start by asking your students, how do you learn best? And what can I do to help you feel more included in our classroom? This creates a bridge of trust and allows you to meet students where they are. So, what are some action steps that you can take for fostering belonging? Incorporate student voice, be mindful of representation, build positive relationship, create inclusive policies, use affirming language because language matters. Make a habit of affirming students' identities and use language that lifts them up. Simple phrases like I see you or your perspective is valuable can go a long way in making students feel valued. So, as educators, yes, we have the power to transform lives. By focusing on belonging, we create learning environments that are not only safe, but are also empowering. The truth is, belonging goes beyond making students feel welcome. It's about ensuring their long term success and happiness. When students feel like they belong, they show up, they participate, and they learn. So let's commit to building classrooms where every student feels seen, heard, and valued. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you learned something from this video. I feel like as educators, we need to uplift our young people to take education seriously because that will help them become confident learners, but also positive citizens of the future. You continue to be the amazing educator that you are, and thank you for joining me. And if you like the podcast, please share it with someone you love. Have a great afternoon. Take great care of yourself.